In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We have a question for you, Sheikh. What is the common ground between Islam, Judaism, and Christianity?
Well, we are all the creations of God. That's the first common ground, that God created us all. And God instilled in us what we call in Islam fitrah, which is the genuine natural inclination. And our original inclination is to recognize God and to worship Him. This is instilled in all of us. God also took the primordial covenant from all of us, and we find the remains of this primordial covenant inside us. They're inborn, they are built in. We do, and some people call this the God gene, but we do all feel the need to recognize God and the need to know Him and to worship Him. So this is a common ground between all of us human beings. We also believe, we Muslims also believe that we are innately, we have an innate goodness that is inside us, that God inculcated into us by through this natural inclination. And obviously the three religions that are called sometimes Abrahamic religions, because they all recognize Abraham as a prophet and a messenger of God. They have a lot more similarities than other religions, naturally, because we believe that they come from the same source. As Muslims, we believe that they all came from the same source, which is God. The God of Adam, Noah, and Abraham is also the God of Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad, peace be upon them all. The fact that they all came from the same source naturally creates a lot of similarities between the three religions, and there are certainly certain disagreements on different matters, whether they are matters of creed and practice, but being of the same source or coming from the same source, no, there's no denial that there would be a lot of commonalities.
And there's another question, Sheikh, that a lot of times our non-Muslim friends ask, that can Muslims coexist with Jews and Christians? If yes, does Islam has any historical proofs from the past centuries where Muslims have coexisted with Jews and Christians side by side?
Actually, the question itself is actually shocking, because historically that is what Islam has been all about. Coexistence within the lands of Islam has been the hallmark of the social construct. People coexisted in Iraq, for instance, which has been not only the land of Islam, but also where the capital of the Abbasid Caliphate for centuries, since the 2nd century onwards, has been the capital of the Abbasid Caliphate. There are 50 different religions in that country. That was the cradle of the Caliphate, and if they meant to cleanse any religions out of the cradle of the Caliphate, they would, those 50 religions would have not survived. So our history has been a history of tolerance, has been a history of coexistence. And look at Spain, for instance. The golden age for many Jewish historians would recognize that Muslim Spain was the golden era for the Jews in the Middle Ages. There would have not been any better place for Jews to be in the Middle Ages, throughout the Middle Ages, better than Muslim Spain. So the question itself is telling of a huge misconception that is hugely unfounded.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.